Hi, ladies and they thems. I'm vlogging again, and I'm in a different spot. And also, I left my phone sitting down here on my lap just now, and I forgot that that's my microphone. So I should probably have it closer to my face. But I'm at a different spot. I'm in my bed. I'm cozied up in my bed. I'm snug as a bug in a rug, if you will. I just took a shower. Won't be doing that again for another week. No, I'm playing. Yeah, did you guys know it's actually good for you to only shower once a month? Yeah. And I'm literally a doctor, so no, okay. I actually did work with a cook that I worked with at Huddle House. If you didn't know that, I used to be a waitress at Huddle House. And I loved my waitressing career. I can't even lie. I only did it for 6 months. And it was like I took a month break in between, I think. At some point. But anyway, no, I worked with one of the cooks. He's super real interesting creature. I could do a whole vlog. I could do like a whole little episode about like not even just him, but like all of everything that I experienced while waitressing, because it was all crazy. But he did go on a rant about how you're not supposed to shower every day, and he came in like talking about you're supposed to shower like every other day or every 2 days, and he's like, yeah, it's like actually good for you. And it's like, okay, relax. I would rather somebody come in acting like it's the hygiene Olympics, where it's like you don't take 3 showers a day and use 10 different rags every single time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's weird too, but I'd rather someone say that they use 5 different soaps in the shower than only showering like 3 times a week. What? Anyway, that is not at all what I want to talk about. Oh, what I can talk about. Okay, so tonight is Friday night. I got paid today. Let's turn up. It's Friday night. And so, okay, hold on. So Wednesday night, I woke up in the middle of the night and my nose ring was out of my nose. And I don't know why, but sometimes just when I'm doing anything really, I'll just randomly sort of check in on my nose ring to make sure that it's still in. I don't know why I do that, but I also like to make sure that because I used I'm digging in my nose. What? I used the L bend nose rings, and so I like to make sure that it's not like poking out or nothing, so I'll push it back in and stuff like that. I kind of do like mess with my nose a lot, but so I woke up, and for some reason it was like probably midnight or probably past midnight by the time I woke up, and my face is really itchy right now, and I like don't know why. I put on Vaseline, and a lot of times when I wear Vaseline, it makes my face like not like itchy in like an allergic reaction type of way, but it makes my face like I'm hypersensitive to anything touching my face. So if there's like the tiniest little fiber of like fuzz or something on my face, or like hair or something, it like really gets my face itching when I put Vaseline on my face. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so I woke up, my nose ring was out, and I was like, oh my God, that's so annoying. And I turned my flashlight on, and luckily I like look over next to me in bed, and it's like underneath me kind of, so I see it, and I just put it back in right then and there, and then I go back to sleep. But then Thursday night, so last night, I woke up 2 hours into me going to sleep, which was kind of annoying, but I woke up, and guess what? No nose ring again. And I was like, okay, relax. Whoever's taking my nose ring out, can you relax? Like, it was annoying. So I looked around for it in my bed, but I didn't like get up because I was so tired. I didn't want to like get up and like have to move all my sheets. Like, what? So I just went into the bathroom and got a different nose ring, stuck that in real quick, came back to bed. And I've searched my whole bed. I've taken off my pillows. I've dissected the blankets, my sheets, stuff like that. Still no idea where it is. So that's not very fun. But yeah, so I'm like kind of annoyed about that because it was kind of my favorite. Because the one I'm wearing now, can I show my face? I'm not oily or greasy or anything like that. This is Vaseline. So chill. Chill on why, like, I look shiny, but like chill. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, okay. Yeah. Y'all remember when it was fun to make fun of light skins hella? Look at that pimple. Okay. But look at this nose ring right here. It is like a ball. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't like it. This is an emergency situation. So that's the only reason I'm wearing it right now. But anyway, I don't think I'm ever gonna find my other one. It's probably like, and it's like they're so tiny. Even if I did see, like, I would be so lucky to, if I look under my bed or something, I'd be so lucky to even see it because it's tiny and it's black. So it's like, whatever. But anyway, that's not at all what I wanted to talk about. Okay. Let me go to my notes app. Y'all, why did I go to Walmart today and spend $250? I got paid today. And $250 of those dollars went to groceries. And also, I didn't even get everything on my list. I did end up getting a lot of other things that weren't on the list. So I guess I kind of replaced the things I didn't get with things that I got that weren't on the list. I don't know. But anyway, this is what I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about my pet peeves. Things that really pet my peeves, if you know what I'm saying. Pet my peeves. I wonder why it's called pet peeve. Who is peeving your pet? Or petting your peeve? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, who up petting a peeve right now? That's my question. Okay. So my number one pet peeve. Ooh. I don't have these in any particular order, but I'm thinking I should rank them. But two of them are kind of tied. But I think that one of them is more, like, problematic than the other. So we'll start at the bottom of the list, things that aren't, like, too crazy for me. I only have 4 things on here, and I'm sure I could think of a lot more, but it's just, like, top 4. You know what? I should think of a top 5. Like, what's a 5th one? Crap. Because I feel like that would just make sense to have, like, 5. This is my thinking face. No, we'll just do the 4. So, I'm not prepared. Number 4, we'll go with odd numbers. It's not like a horrible pet peeve, but I am the type to, if I see you, change the volume on something like the TV or the radio, and if I see that you put it on an uneven number, I will change it. I will go up one or down one. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Like, I have to. And the only time I won't do it is if it's like a 5 or, you know what I'm saying? 5, 10, 15, or I meant not 10, hello. 5, 15, 25, 35. I'm okay with the 5s. I would definitely prefer a 5 over like a 7, you know, because I don't like the odd numbers. And I don't know. Odd numbers just freak me out. Like when I got, I did a 5K with my coworker last Saturday. Yeah. Or the Saturday. Yeah. I don't know. It was last Saturday, I think. Anyway, I did a coworker. Pause. I did a 5K with my coworker, and it was a breast cancer awareness 5K. We didn't run or anything like that. We walked it. It took us an hour to walk that. But anyway, and when we went to go and get our little like bags and stuff they gave us for things like the number that they gave us, I was really excited, and I was like, my fingers were crossed that I was going to get an even number, but I got 401, which was super annoying. But my coworker, her favorite number is 7, so she's like cool with the 7s, and I think her number was like 277 or something. I could be totally wrong, or it might have been, yeah, it was. She got 2 7s in her thing. Here's a picture. Yes, girl. This is my favorite coworker ever. Her name is Lauren, and she's my queen. So yeah, she's lucky enough to have gotten 277 and those are her favorite. 2 of those are her favorite numbers, and I got an odd number. Super annoying. But yeah, I just really like an even number. I think my favorite number is probably 6. I like the number 6 a lot. It's not like a lucky number. I don't really have a lucky number, but if I was given the option to like choose a number for something, I would probably choose 6. I was born in 2006, I don't know if that means anything. So yeah. Favorite number is 6. Favorite color is blue. I love blue so much. Anyway, my other pet peeve would be number 3. So we've done 4. This is 3. Uncapped, like, pens or unclicked pens. That really bothers me for some reason. My grandparents, and this is something I didn't notice until, probably I didn't notice it until I started living with my grandparents. So when I was like 6 years old, at the age of 6, you don't really notice much of anything before you're 6 anyway. So I don't know, that doesn't make that much sense. But anyway, I'm just saying that I noticed it because of them. They tend to like we'll have like mugs that have like pens and pencils and stuff like that in it, just kind of around sometimes. And they like to just, when they have a clicky pen and they're done using it, they don't click it back in. And I'm like, someone has to punch you in the face for that. I can't. Oh my, you can't get away with that. What's that? He can't keep getting away with this. Like, you can't. That's not right. That's so, like, I don't know. There's just something, it's like sinister. When I see like a pen that has a top, like a cap on it, and it's left at the top, and the tip of the pen is just poking out, that's almost like nudity. It's scantily clad to leave your pen with its junk out like that. That's so inappropriate to me. Bro, cover your tip, gang. Like, I don't like that. I can't do it. I can't. So that's number 3. See, it bothers me a bit more than the odd numbers thing. So that's why we're going up. Number 2. I'm tired. Hold on. That was me yawning. Number 2 being smacking when you chew. I'm not kidding. I think you should die. Can I even say that? If you sound like, I don't know, a pig or a dog or like something of that nature, if you sound like an animal when you're just eating food because you don't know how to close your mouth, I'm gonna run you over with my car and I can't even control it. I can't. Close your mouth when you're chewing, dog. I don't care if people talk when they have food in their mouth. That doesn't really bother me. I mean, it's like, that's kind of a normal thing. If you have it kind of shoved back there and you're like about to swallow, but you're also talking a little bit, like, that's not nothing crazy in my opinion. But if you're sitting there eating and you're just, I'm not even going to make the real sound, but if you're just doing this and this and this when you're chewing food, I literally just want to like take scissors, pull your lips out like this and just cut them off of your face because you're not even using them correct. You're not closing them over your teeth when you're chewing. So why do you even need the lips on your face? I'll kill you. Like, can I say that? Am I going to get in trouble? I don't know, but it drives me so insane. It's like not funny because it's one of the, and I think it's called like misophonia or something. It's like a thing. I'm not worried about labeling it. It's just like a decency thing for me because it's like, that's a gross noise to be making. That's sick and twisted and you're disgusting. It just elicits such a violent response in me where I like genuinely just feel like that is so evil. Ugh, God. So that's that. Do not smack around me because I will smack you in the face and also your mom too because I'm gonna slap your mom also. I don't know. She has to have something to do with that. What? See, that's why y'all don't want me to have kids either because I could go on a whole thing about why y'all don't want me to have children ever. But if my kid ever smacks, I'm punching him, dog. But I don't care if you're 4 years old, you're getting punched. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm just kidding. I love children. Y'all stop playing. I love children, but I do want to be child free for me, myself, and I personally for the rest of my life. That's like a whole thing I could get into, but I'm not ever going to have a child. I will never be a mother. I will never be a mother. Thank you. But anyway, to number 1 on my list of pet peeves, Being late. And I am bothered when I myself am late. So if it's like something comes up, because my thing is like, and I'm not just saying this for real, I'm never late. I'm never late. I have never once been late to my job. Any job I've ever worked, I have not ever been late a day in my life, and I've been working since I was 16. I will say that I was late to school a lot, especially during, not even a lot, was I? I was gonna say that I was late to school a lot during, like, especially during, like, my junior and senior year, but that was because it's school and I didn't like being there at all, so I didn't care. And there was a couple times where I was, like, late to class, but I would never, oh my God, my freaking nose, dude. I would be late maybe, like, a couple times out of the month. Like, it was never anything crazy where I'm, like, chronically late and, like, getting ISS or anything for how late I am all the time or something like that. It was not that. But, it definitely happened a few times, but like I said, that wasn't something I cared about. I'm saying if this is something like a birthday party or a job interview or any type of event, a wedding, if someone tells you, oh my God, it doesn't even matter what the event is. If someone tells you to be somewhere at a certain time, and if you can, like, afford to, like, if you have nothing going on that day and they're like, yeah, meet me at this restaurant at 12. If you're not there by 11:50, I'm going to bomb your house. That's not funny to me. I hate it. And I hate this whole thing that people have. Like, some people have this idea of like, oh my gosh, I'm fashionably late. It's so quirky and cute. I'm late all the time. Oh, you know me, late to everything. I can never be on time. You should be put in jail. That should be illegal. Electric chair. What do you mean you're late? What do you mean you don't know how to get up on time? You don't know how to allot time for you to, like, get ready and leave? Because this is how my mind works, right? Oh my Jesus, dude. I don't know why my nose is so itchy. It's like every time I breathe, it makes my face itchy. I also have eczema too, so that's probably part of it. But, for example, a few weeks ago when I got this tattoo, the scorpion right here, I had a lot to do that day, and my appointment for the tattoo was at 2:00. So I went to the post office and the gym. Sorry. I went to the post office and then the gym before my appointment, right? So this is what I did. I decided on a time to leave my house because I was only like 5 minutes from the gym, or 5 minutes from the post office, but I allowed, like, extra time just in case something came up or whatever. So it was like, hello.
Good night.
Good night. Love you too.
Good morning.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm vlogging.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. Can we go to Goodwill over there too? I want like a jacket, like a cute little jacket.
Yeah.
Or something. Because I realized this morning I don't have any, like, winter clothes. It's like I do, but I don't.
You've never had a coat. You never wanted to wear a coat.
Well, I do now.
I think the only time I got you to wear a coat was when you were in elementary school, and I think that's the only time I ever got you to wear a coat. You only wore a jacket. You didn't want a coat.
Maybe I'll find a cute leather jacket.
Find out. Good night. Love you.
Good night. Love you too. I was interrupted by my grandmother. What was I even saying? Oh, I forget what time I left my house. Let's say I left my house at 11 and I was already wearing my gym clothes and I knew that I would get to the post office by 11:15, which means that because the post office was like 30 minutes from the gym, I'd be at the gym by 11:45, which would mean that, like, after stretching and, like, maybe getting something to drink or something, I would start working out by 12, and I do an hour of cardio, so I would be done by 1 o'clock. And I wouldn't need to leave the gym until really 1:45 at the absolute latest, because from the gym to the tattoo place is only 15 minutes. But of course I would leave earlier to allow for more time. But I would technically be done with my workout by 1 o'clock. But I would allow for like at least 5 minutes or maybe even 10 between things that I do. Because after I do my short, very, very short little arm and leg workouts that take like 5 minutes, like combined, after I do that, I do 30 minutes on the treadmill, and then I do 15 minutes on the Stairmaster, and then 15 more minutes on the treadmill again. Just like slower to like cool off after I'm done. So I tend to take at least like a 5-minute break in between to like catch my breath, go to the bathroom, drink water, all that good stuff, just rest. So I allowed for all of that so that I could leave the gym by at least I left, I think, at 1:30 so that I could be early for my appointment. So I got to the tattoo place at 1:45, even though my appointment was at 2. And in order for me to figure all of that out in terms of me like understanding when I need to leave my house, what time I need to be at one place, what time I need to leave that place, and what time I need to be somewhere else, and stuff like that. And also just to allow time for traffic and just like anything at all. It takes a lot of planning. Like, you know what I mean? It sounds like super dramatic because it's like you just had to go to post office, gym, and the tattoo place. But for me, being on time is so important, like genuinely. I would not be late for something like that. I just can't. I hate it. And I hate when other people are late. And I hate when it's one thing to be late on occasion, like things happen. Because it's like, even if you left 20 minutes early, something could happen. You know what I mean? What if there's like this crazy delay and you're stuck in traffic because of a bad accident? Like anything could happen. Or if you forgot something like crucial and you had to turn around and go back. That's happened to me before. But like I said, when people are late regularly, that is like, it's one of those things that's like, if you can't respect someone else's like time, then I just don't think that you respect them as a person either. One of my biggest pet peeves, like on things that I see on TikTok, are those trends where it's like, I told everybody to show up to my party at 7 o'clock. Let's see what time everybody gets here. And the most insufferable person in the world is like, they show up at 9:30. And it's like, oh, we expected that from them because they're always late. That's just Sarah. She's always late. I'm going to bomb Sarah's house. Like, that's so crazy to me. I can't stand that. Huge pet peeve. Because it's also, I just don't understand how, like, if you're rushing to do something and you're like, ooh, technically if I rush real fast and I can get out of here within the next 20 minutes, then I could maybe be on time, or at least be at the latest 10 minutes late or something. And you still can't do that. Like, how do you manage? Okay. I am the type to say that if you're early, you're on time. And if you're on time, you're late. To a certain extent, I get that. Especially for something important, like an appointment, you know? But if it's something kind of like just random, you don't have to be there on time. Or if, you know, the other person maybe you're meeting up with is also running kind of late and they're like, okay, it's no rush, get here when you get here. I understand that. But for you to not even be able to like understand what time you need to wake up. Because it's like, for me, I do the math in my head of like, okay, I'm 30 minutes away from there. So I'm going to leave my house. If I need to be somewhere at 12 and I'm 30 minutes away, I'm going to leave my house at like 11:15, 11:20, just to allow for traffic and for anything else that might come up, a detour, a this or that, whatever. Like, you can't do that. Like, you can't do that for real. Like, that just bothers me so bad. So yeah, those are my pet peeves. Not that anyone cares. Like I said, I mean, like, I have other pet peeves, obviously, but I'm tired. And those were the first ones to come to my mind. Oh my God. Those were the first ones to come to my mind because they're the biggest pet peeves that I have. Yeah. I'm trying to think of something else to talk about really quick. Oh, so I mentioned earlier that I have eczema. So I'm on this medicine for my eczema. And if anyone in the chat has eczema or whatever, and you feel my pain, maybe psoriasis, maybe even rosacea, any type of atopic dermatitis, which is just like a skin condition vibe, you'll know the feeling of how frustrating this can be. I have growing up, I had really, really severe eczema, like bad, like some doctors would be like, yeah, this is one of the worst cases I've seen, like crazy. And I was fortunate enough when I was younger that weirdly enough, as it would cover my entire body, but my face never had it. I'm talking my whole arms, my whole legs, my feet, weirdly. And I even think I had a little patch of it down there. I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? I'm being vulnerable. Don't struggle with that as much anymore, but it was very severe. Trust and believe. There was one time I went to the dermatologist. I remember this so well. So it was 7th grade, but it was right before Christmas break. So it was like December 2018. Yeah, it was December 2018. Probably started around November, I don't know. But my feet, for some reason, started breaking out really bad. Like I was getting this horrible flare up on my feet, and it was like all the way around my ankles, and it was just covered in essentially it was like blistered, so the skin was raw. Like I'm not going to get too gross about it, but it was bad enough to where I would wear socks, and because of the, what's the word? I don't know, secretion of fluids. Ugh, that's a horrible thing to say. And not even like blood, like not even just blood or anything. It would just be like clear liquid. It's like a thing that happens sometimes with eczema, that it'll blister up, and you know how blisters like pop and like liquid comes out. That is what was happening on my feet, all the way around my ankles. Like it was just so weird. It was to the point where when I would like wear my shoes, like socks and shoes to school, when I would take them off, they'd be literally stuck to my feet. So that was really bad. And I remember making an appointment because I had to get that under control. It was like horrible. It was like I could barely even put on socks and shoes. And I would wrap like ace bandages around my ankles to try to like contain it and to try to stop myself from scratching. Ugh, God, just thinking about it is so gross, because it's like I can't believe that I struggled with that, and like I just can't believe that was a thing that happened. But because when you look at my feet now, you would never know that I went through something like that. But made a dermatologist appointment, and my grandmother and we drove like an hour and a half to the appointment, and we waited, and I think it was like immediately after school. I could be wrong, because I think that the appointment was after we had gotten out for Christmas break. If I'm not mistaken, it was like immediately after Christmas break had like just started. We waited in the dermatologist office for 5 hours. Straight up 5 hours of us just sitting there wondering when my name was going to be called. And the only reason that we actually ended up getting back there was because a woman was there. I don't know if she was there for herself or if she was with somebody or whatever. I think she was with somebody. She had also been waiting for like 4 hours with us. And what do they say? The squeaky wheel gets the oil. She like went up there to the front, and she complained, and like she wasn't nice about it either. Like she didn't cuss anybody out and go crazy or anything like that, but she was like, what's going on? Why have we been waiting this long? This is not a joke. Get me back there immediately. And it worked. All of a sudden we start getting called back, and it's like, oh yay, like thank you girl, you saved my life. So we waited for a long time, like I said. So anyway, yeah, I just remember that happening in 7th grade. But before that, when I was, I want to say like 8 years old. I had the same thing happen similarly with the whole like blistered raw skin gross stuff that I was just saying, except it was happening from like my knee down. So it was like a bigger area. And I also was a lot younger. So it was more frustrating to deal with because it wasn't like I couldn't take care of myself, but it was just more difficult because it's like when you're 8 years old, you shouldn't really have to be dealing with like a severe like skin disease sort of. But I did deal with it. So I went through that similarly, and I think that it happened on my arms too. I don't remember if it was at the same time or not when I was like 8, but yeah, I've gone through some really, really bad phases of eczema. And I remember after that, the worst that it got when I was in high school. So after the whole 8 years old and then the 7th grade, little moments of the flare up being really bad. My freshman and sophomore year on this arm right here where there's no tattoos, that area got pretty bad. And I think or at least I used to have like a picture of it where it was like splotchy, if that makes sense. So it was kind of like here and then over there. It was kind of just everywhere. So that was pretty bad. And if you have eczema, you know that like heat makes it a lot worse, heat and sweat. So summertime is the worst for me, which is kind of interesting. Like when it happened when I was in 7th grade, right before Christmas break, because it was like cold outside, which that could also make it flare up too, because the cold dries your skin out, and that happens to anybody. So it's hard when there's like any type of extreme weather, because super hot makes me sweaty. That makes it itch. That makes it worse. But super cold makes me dry up, and that also makes it itch, and that makes it worse. So it's very hard to deal with. But anyway, I say all that to say that when I had the splotchy sort of area going on my arm when I was like a freshman and then freshly sophomore in high school, I went to the dermatologist. I was like, can you help me out, gang? And they finally put me on Dupixent, which was something that I think previously, probably like 7th or 8th grade, after that big flare up that I was just talking about, I think that they tried to put me on it, but I don't know if like my insurance had some type of issue, because I think at that point when I was like around 12 or 13, it was like fairly new or something. I don't know. But Dupixent is an injection that you get, and you probably have seen commercials about it on TV because it's kind of everywhere. I see commercials for it all the time. But I got put on that when I was like 14, I think maybe 15, I don't know. But I got put on that, and it was an injection that went into the back of my arm. Y'all, that thing was so painful. I would cry. Like my grandma would do it for me because it was like back here. I would cry sometimes. Like I can handle like the pain of a needle. I mean, I can handle the pain of a needle, but and like I donate blood and stuff like that. And I'm not like scared to get like shots or anything like that. Kind of a sidetrack, but I have coworkers that are scared of needles, and they're like grown adult women. And we were, because I work at a hospital, so they give us our flu shots and stuff like that. And they kind of come around to each department and give them out to us. But my coworkers that have tattoos are scared of needles. And I was telling them, they were like low key freaking out, not like freaking out, but they were like, you know, having to like take deep breaths when they were getting their flu shot. And I was like, you have tattoos, like multiple. And they were like, I know, but it's different. I'm like, no, I would argue, oh, my nose is itching again. I would argue that a tattoo is worse than getting a little flu shot, because it lasts for longer. I mean, it doesn't, like, yeah, it doesn't go as deep maybe, but it's like, it's more like repetitive, and it's like, it's more painful. Like, I don't know. But anyway, those injections were so very painful. And I remember they used to make my arms swell up really bad after I would get injection site reactions, as they call it. That's what they be saying in the commercials. I hear for any type of injection, they're like, potential side effects may be injection site reaction and swelling and redness and blah blah blah. So that was the thing. I would get that. It was kind of funny because I would get it at night before bed, and it would make my arm swell sometimes, but a lot of times my arm would just randomly swell the next day, like about 24 hours after I'd get the shot. then all of a sudden my arm swells up right where I got the shot. It was really weird. But so I got that as a side effect, which wasn't bad because it's just like whatever, because it goes away. But then the more that I started taking it, because it was every 2 weeks I would do it, and I was probably on it for like maybe a year and a half, like if that's kind of pushing it, I'm not sure. But I got ulcers in my mouth. I would get the shot and the next day I'd be like, why are there 3 ulcers in my mouth? Why do I have 3 cold sores going on like in different spots of my mouth? Ew, it was horrible. And like they weren't like super painful, but it was just really uncomfortable to be like, just like, oh, here, like every corner of my mouth. It was just weird. So I told the doctor about that. And of course didn't get the injections anymore. Cool. Which sucked because you have no idea how well those things worked. Oh my God. I'm not kidding. Like, I remember when I first got put on the shot, the doctor in the office, like when they were like, okay, yes, we will start giving you this and start prescribing this to you, but it's going to take a while for it to come in, like, you know, to get to you, for you to start taking it. I remember he gave me this like booster shot to get me started. So I don't know if it was like I'm sure that, I mean, it was the real thing. It was Dupixent, but it might've been like a little small dose just to kind of get it in you, pause. But he gave me that, and I'm not kidding. Like a week later, probably less than a week, I started noticing this part of my arm that I was just talking about. It was clearing up. And I was like, I just got the shot a few days ago and it was just the booster. And I was clearing up, and I'm like genuinely noticing a difference. Like my arms are like good, and it's like, whoa, it was like crazy. But then, like I said, I stopped taking those shots and they had me so perfectly healed. My skin was insanely clear. I like got to a point where I even thought that like I don't have eczema anymore. Like, I guess technically I still had it even though I was on the shots, but the shots were keeping it so controlled that I'm like, there was not a single patch. I wasn't itchy. There wasn't a single patch of eczema on my body, and it was like perfect. So I was on that for a long time and I miss it. So anyway, I don't know when this started, but my face has started having eczema on it now. And even then, when I was on the Dupixent, before the Dupixent, I had never had eczema on my face ever. And I don't even know when it started, but my upper lip is a big one. That's what I mentioned earlier, is that my upper lip has eczema, like now all of a sudden. And about this time a year ago, my eyelid right here, this eyelid flared up really bad. And every morning when I would wake up, my eyelid was so swollen. I could probably find a picture. My eyelid, hello, camera, hi. My eyelid would be so swollen that it genuinely looked like someone punched me in the face. Like, it was crazy. And it happened like during like the winter. So it was like November-ish. But it was like weird. And I've had eczema on my eyelid for a while now. So for the longest, my eyelid had been like sort of discolored. So even if my skin was looking good that day, a lot of times my eyelid would look kind of pink, I guess. Probably a weird way to like describe it, but it looked like I had like eyeshadow on, even though I never did. I could totally find a picture of my issue. Ooh, pictures of money in there. God, I miss having that much money. But yeah, so that was really cray. I, like I said, would wake up every morning, swollen eyeball, and that the skin on my eyelid was super, super dry. I don't know what that was really about. This picture is so funny, y'all. Oh no, it's gonna be so embarrassing to show this. I hope that it loads correctly. God, this is like humiliating. I looked like this. Okay, to be fair, my face is asymmetrical anyway. I sleep on this side of my face. So if you pay attention, like if you just look at my face, this eye sort of slants a little bit more. Like my face is real asymmetrical. Like this side of my face goes like this more, and this one goes more like it. You can tell that it's like kind of squished. it's kind of like pixelated. I don't know if you can tell. Maybe it'll, uh-oh. Girl, let me zoom in. I don't, bye. What? That's what my face looked like? Oh no, girl. What's going on this side of my face? Hello? Versus this eye? Oh, no. And this was December 26th, the day after Christmas of 2024. No, yeah, that's the day after Christmas. What? I'm stupid. So that's so embarrassing and weird, and I can't believe that was happening. It literally looked like my eye had moved down from, like, where it was supposed to be. Look at how like, skinny that looks, because it's, like, it's swollen. Like, it didn't fully close ever, but it was, like, bad. And, like, I don't know, you might not be able to tell in these pictures because it's still blurry. But in a picture like this, do you see how my eye was, like, pink and still swollen, but all the way around it was pink, and it was so itchy, you have no idea. So I had to deal with that. And then I want to say at the same time was when I was struggling with the upper lip vibe. I think that was happening then as well. I'm not too sure. I think so. So I got, like, annoyed by that, obviously. And the upper lip had gotten to the point where it was bothering me so bad that I was like, I have to make a dermatologist appointment. Because one thing about eczema is that scratching it is, like, a whole nother level of pure euphoria. If you're having a bad flare-up and you find something that just really scratches that itch, like, literally scratches the itch, it's like you've reached nirvana. Like, I'm not kidding. It's like, it's crazy. So I would notice that, I don't know when this would happen. It would be so random. And that's what's another thing that's, like, kind of annoying about eczema, is that it's really hard to, like, pinpoint what's causing it. Like, I have a friend who has a daughter, and I was just, she had something going on that we thought maybe was eczema. And I was just telling him, I was like, with eczema, it's so hard to figure out what's causing it, what's making it worse, because it could be your diet, it could be your environment, it could be one single smell of something. It could be, for me, I'm allergic to flowers, and I can't do like floral scents either, and I can't do aerosol, so I can't wear spray deodorant. I can barely handle, like, Lysol. Like, I can do Lysol in moderation, but I can't wear aerosol, like spray deodorant or anything like that. So it's very specific. So it's like, if you Google, what food causes inflammation in, like, an atopic dermatitis, like eczema, it'll be like fish. It'll be like red meat, carbs, like French fries, potatoes, eggs, dairy. And it's like, okay, so I can't eat anything. It'll be like gluten, sugar, salt. It's like, okay, relax. Like, I can't eat anything. So, like I said, it's hard. You could probably do, like, an elimination diet, but I'm sorry. I tried, like, I didn't try an elimination. Is that the right word? Yeah. Because when you eliminate something, it doesn't sound right. Elimination. So if you do an elimination diet, it could work, but I'm not gonna lie, who can afford to do that? Like, I'm sorry. That's, like, so, I don't know. Y'all, I be eating packaged processed food because I cannot afford to, like, go all organic and cook every single meal. Don't even start. But yeah, so it's very hard to pinpoint the issue. So I don't know what was causing this, but my upper lip, a lot of times, it would get so itchy that I would, like, find something that would, like, scratch it. So, like, I don't know, I can't think of anything, like the sleeve of, like, a jacket or something, because at the time that this was happening, I had acrylic nails on, like, more than anything, and it's so hard to scratch with acrylic nails. It, like, in order to scratch an itch with those, you literally have to, like, dig into your skin, because they're so dull that it's, like, just rubbing really hard, kind of, so you don't actually get to scratch anything. So when it comes to, like, having eczema and, like, being super itchy, you essentially have to, like, you kind of have to find other things to, like, scratch you, I guess. I've seen people on TikTok posting about, like, things that I found that, like, scratch my eczema really well. One of them was, like, Velcro, and I was like, girl, I get you. I'm not playing. I get you. Sometimes I feel like I need to use, like, what are those things that clean your grill? Like the wire brush. I think that you're not supposed to use those to clean your grill because you could be ingesting the wires if you cook on it. I don't know, but those things, like a steel wool type of vibe, that sometimes is what I feel like is the only thing that could like really scratch that itch. But anyway, I would use like the sleeve of my jacket or something, and I would just I would like just scrape my upper lip essentially, and it was like horrible. Like it was so like, and it just didn't stop. And I would try hydrocortisone cream, anti-itch. I got this like Exoderm that's so it's like basically just hydrocortisone cream like mixed with aloe to help with itch and inflammation. And it's like, I'm so sorry, but none of it was helping. Nothing was doing anything. And I didn't want to have to make a dermatologist appointment just because I didn't want to have to deal. I'm not big on taking medicine anyway. That's like a whole other thing. Like I just have never been one to I've never been like excited to be prescribed anything, I guess. Like I'm like, I won't take it probably. Like I got a surgery on my jaw and they gave me like hydrocodone, and that was for pain. And then they gave me another thing for nausea. And I took one hydrocodone one time because I was in some pain. And again, I'm already wary about taking medicine anyway. And I ended up going to the ER at 2:00 in the morning because I thought I was overdosing. It's a mental thing. It was all a mental thing. I was fine, but I felt like I just bit my lips so bad. Not bad enough to make it bleed, but bad enough to where it hurt really bad. So that's fun. Okay, yeah. But anyway, yeah, it was all a mental thing, and I thought that taking one hydrocodone was enough to literally thought I was going to die. So so I'm kind of weird about taking medicine because I'm like, what about the side effects? What if I do? Oh no, I don't want to have a side effect. I hate a side effect, okay? That's why I stopped taking my birth control, making me fat. I hate a side effect. I do not like it. So I went to the dermatologist and I was like, oh, they're going to prescribe me a freaking medicine. So annoying. So they prescribed me this thing called Sabinco. I kind of like the name Sabinco. So I'm on Sabinco now, and luckily it's a pill. I was not about to be doing another injection because I knew they weren't going to put me back on Dupixent. But I'm like, don't be shooting me with nothing, y'all. Stop. Ugh. So I'm on Sabinco now, and I remember looking up like the side effects and everything, like tweaking out, and I was already trying to like prescribe some of them to me. I was like, you know what? I've actually been feeling a lot more nauseous, and like for real, not even on like a what's the word, hypochondriac or anything like that. Like I'm not trying to fully blame the medicine because I might be used to it now, but when I first started taking it for like the first week, I did feel nauseous after I took it. Like I would eat it with food. I would eat it like right after dinner, and all of a sudden I start feeling sick. So I don't know. I think that did happen. Like I think that did cause it a little bit, but I'm probably used to it now because it hasn't happened recently. But so I'm on the Sabinco, and when I first started taking it, it cleared up my skin, like my face. It didn't clear up my acne because I still got pimples galore, but it cleared me up for a little bit. And I was like, oh my God, my eczema is doing so good on my upper lip. It's like barely there, but now it's like back, which is stressing me out bad because I'm like, why? Like, I don't know. And to be fair, I haven't been on it long enough to like be making these assumptions that it's like not working. Cause I think, oh my God, I've only been on it for 2 weeks. So I should probably relax. Yeah. So I haven't been on it for long, but still I'm just kind of worried that it's like not going to work, but I'm still going to take it obviously. But I don't know. That's a little rant about eczema. This all started from me talking about my pet peeves. So I'm thinking about what was like a third thing I talked about in this video, because it had to have been something. Waitressing, I mentioned that. I've noticed that my last 2 vlogs that I've posted have been, first of all, they've been like long, but also I've had 3 things in the title, which I think is kind of funny to like just list the main 3 topics that are discussed in the video. But yeah, huge fan of vlogging. Tomorrow I should paint my nails, right? Don't you agree? Like they're looking funky. I stopped getting acrylics, if anyone cares. I did it because they got annoying. I use my hands a lot at work. I'm a housekeeper, and I was jamming them into everything and breaking them off all the time. It was getting so frustrating and like overwhelming, and also it felt like a chore to have to like go and get my nails done and pay $70 for like a fill-in and like have to do that all the time. I would not go every 2 weeks. I wasn't the type to get my nails done every 2 weeks. I'd go maybe every 3 weeks. Like I would probably go like, if I got them done like September 1st, I probably wouldn't go back until like September 20th. So it's like I would wait a while. Like I would let them, they would grow, obviously. So it wasn't that, but it's also just like I'm saving money. I'm not worried about getting my nails back into like perfect shape or anything like that, but I just was tired of it. But they're cute. And then also, I'm not gonna lie, I was getting frustrated because I would go in, I wouldn't make an appointment or anything like that. I would just go whenever I felt like it because I like do walk-ins. And I would go and they kept giving me the same girl a few times. And I wasn't messing with her because I don't think she was messing with me. I want my nails to look a certain way. Like obviously everybody does, but I'm saying I would get my nails done. Classic French tip, white, just plain. But I wanted it to be like a Y2K French tip, okay? So like that thick line, like a Carmela Soprano nail. That's what I wanted. And I rarely ever got that. I think that out of all the times I've gotten my nails done within the past almost 2 years, because I started getting them done. I got them done for graduation in May of 2024. So it's been well over a year now that I had like gotten them done for like regularly, because after I got them done for graduation, I just continued because I figured it was fun and cute. But out of that whole time, I probably only got them done the way I actually wanted. Maybe 3 times, like maybe. But everybody wants to do a classic French tip. And I'm like, no, that's not what I want. I have a Pinterest board. Ooh, spooky, scary. That I used to like refer to. And I would show this woman, this woman that wasn't messing with me originally. I would show her this picture and I'd be like, yeah, can you do it like this and make them thick? And she would do the nail and then she would show me. And I'd be like, okay, you can go a little thicker. She would go a little thicker, little tiny thicker. And she would show me and I'd be like, all right, you can go a little thicker. And then she would go again. And by the time she did it, like the second or third time, I was like, all right, you're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. And I do not have the guts to continue to tell you that you're doing it wrong. So I'm like, at this point, you can just have that. Like, that's yours, gang. Like, yeah, I'm just going to walk out of here with whatever you put on my fucking fingers. Like, I didn't care. But I was going to say that I got them done real nice one time. I think I got it right before I went to my concert that I went to over the summer. It was real cute. And I took a picture and everything because I loved it. Oh my goodness. I'm looking at a picture of me like with them and I'm like, wow, I can't believe I used to have those on my fingers. Stuff like this would happen to me all the time. Not all the time, but enough to where it, I was like, yeah, this is gross. Trigger warning gore. I don't know. But it would happen enough to where I got frustrated to the point where it's like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, sorry. Okay, vocal fry. The journey is usually the part you remember anyway. Yeah, but let me find this picture that I got before I went to the beach, before the concert. Okay, it's not loading very well, so it's kind of blurry, but this is the vibe. These are like really long too. I could have gotten them shorter. My hands are, whoa, hello, my hands are gigantic. I could have gotten them shorter from this, but what I for real wanted was that thick white line. And the girl that did them that time, love her down. She always does a good job. She has good reviews too. Like, she's awesome. And when I showed her the picture, I was like, yeah, French tip. But I was like, can you make it look like this? And she was like, that's like old school. And I was like, yes, like real recognizes real. You see what I want and you're actually doing it. I love you bad. So that was super annoying. So that's kind of part of the reason that I stopped getting my nails done, because I was like, nobody's listening to me. And every time I leave, I'm like not happy with them. So it's like, okay, I have a Pinterest board that I was going to refer to, but nothing is wanting to load right now. I don't know what's going on. Like I live in the middle of the woods, by the way, not that anyone cares, but I live in the middle of literally nowhere. So my, like service is dookie butt, Zuki booty, Zuki butt. So yeah. Did y'all hear that the Louvre? Hello, I'm not French. Sorry, I'm a little Cajun, if that counts as anything. Did you guys know that? I don't think anyone knows that about me. I'm part Cajun. But anyway, I heard that like the Louvre got robbed and they took all the jewelry and stuff, and I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. What is that from? Where do I know that from? It's that thing where it's like, damn boy, are you frying chicken in there? For real though, you piss loud as fuck. I think that's pretty cool. I can't believe that's what I just remembered. So yeah, no, I have a Pinterest board called Dream Style where I keep everything that's like inspo for what I want my vibe to be. And this is, I have a lot of pictures of nails, but this would be the inspo. Okay, this would be a good inspo pick. Very Y2K, very old school, very thick. See how thick that white is? Thick and like really in your face type of vibe. If I'm gonna do a French tip, I want it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want it to look like. Like, what? I literally showed the girl this picture the last couple of times that I got her to do my nails, and she did not deliver. They would just be like thin and like just little. Because I mean, even look at this pic where it's like where my nails broke. See how skinny and thin that is? Like, that's like a classic French tip, and that's not what I want. And also, I'm a square girly till I die, by the way. I think my best friend, she doesn't get her nails done anymore, but she used to, like me, and she is on she's an almond girly. And she used to say, I think she said, like, if I were to ever go almond, I wouldn't go back. But I was like, I never went almond because I don't think it would look right. I don't know. I feel like weirdly, like, I have big hands, like I just said that earlier, but because my hands are big, I almost feel like, this doesn't make any sense probably, but in my head, I think that square looks better on big hands because it's like more out there. So if I did almond, I feel as though it would almost make me look like, it would just make my fingers look small compared to my hand, if that makes sense, because the shape isn't taking up as much space. But I think that because my hands are so large, and like I'm being kind of like, my hands aren't crazy big, but they're big for like a woman and for like, I guess my height too, because I have big feet. I wear a size 12 in women's, which is a size 10 in men's. So my feet are big, so are my hands. You know what they say. Really hard to find shoes if you're a woman with big feet. But I just feel like square just makes sense a little bit. Because I like that maximalist look where it's like everything is just taking up space, I guess. So yeah, ranted about random stuff as I do. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Oh, look at me. Ah! Isn't that fun? Sorry, headphone users. Thank you so much for watching or listening to, or you know what? Even if you didn't watch or listen to this, I still thank you for existing, even though you're not going to hear this. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.